section. The same technique I used. E, I also apply it to the E section on the left, from the hair point we cut before on the back. The guide we received. E, following on the sides. I cut them all the same size. After cutting the left side, I go to the right side. Right side in 2 pieces in 1 step, by taking 1 pinch from the hair point I cut before. The pinch over there is my guide, because 1 previous EA hair point, I cut it that size. Since it will be a guide of that size, I will cut it to the same size. I follow my guide, and we cut all the hair the same length. Our customer's E model E hair length. I apply 1 cut straight to medium size, starting from the front of the hair. First curtain on the front parts, and other parts of the light folded. We apply a moving haircut design. There will be no very busy floors. Front part, folding when making curtain cardamom from the finishing line of the eyebrow. E to the front part. I create a triangle 1 distinction by creating a purchase pattern from the end of the eyebrows to form the EE triangle in the front. By creating create a full triangle pattern. I apply folding process starting from the front part, while cutting the E section on the right. I'm going to the left. For me to capture an angle of 45 degrees more comfortably, I'm going to my customer's left, and from the left side E hair with a 45 lira combing angle. Beautiful. 1. I start the curtain frame design by folding. First I cut the right side. While cutting the right side, I pass to the left side of my customer. Here E. Diagonal to the back to create folding to the back, creating a cross distinction. Hair on the front. Scanning here, guinea cross with 1 scan style. Combing the hair to 1 single 1 point. Hereby creating a sharpening cutting technique, and this is in the front while scanning a certain point. I guide the first pinch we cut. After seeing the guide size here, as you can see, with a net 1 cutting stroke, that is, with the sharpening cutting technique, I cut and comb the hair on the front. E, because I scanned at only 1 point, and when I scan the front, the back sides are long. Front sides get 1 fold view. Her hair is too dense here, E without folding and the length of the hair. By preserving, that is, folding the front parts of the hair, for the rear sides to provide 1 view without shortening. The front of the hair to a single point, that is, we cut it 1 ago. Curtain cardamom, E with hair length. And by applying E, scanning the front to a single point. E, I created 1 cutting process. And here the back parts of the hair are long. The front parts are folded. There are also flaws in the back, but there are not very dense flaws. After cutting the right side, I go to the left side. The same technique, I apply it on the left side too. So my customer. I pass to the right side of our customer while cutting the left side. And, while creating curtain bangs, comb the hair towards a certain point, and here I cut by applying 1 angle of 45 degrees. After providing this E again, towards the back E diagonal from the peak, so cross by creating 1 cross distinction up to the neck. This distinction we created, scanning to the front. After scanning, I scan to a certain point. I'm applying a 45 lira angle again, and the curtain I cut before 1. Cardamom hair, E neck. E taking the guide so that paint. I'm scanning in 1 convenient way. I see my guide, and E, I do cutting with 1 scissor stroke. Then 2, E, I take the piece 2 guinea. I scan it towards the same front part. And here I comb the hair towards a single point. Hair, cut point. I take it as a guide. I scan and see your shortness there. And I cut the hair. I'm cutting it to a certain point here. For scanning and creating an angle of 45 grooves from above. Fold it towards the back because I cut it from the top. And longer one view of the backside. And shortening the length of the hair. Obstructing and movable fronts folded. A long look at the back we get. If you want to get a haircut like this. My channel. A video section. You can watch our other videos. So if you want to get a haircut. Social media addresses are available in the description section of my video. Reaching here, you can come to my salon and get haircutting service from me, or places in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. Hope to see you. We will be with you with new videos. Take good care of yourself.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm with you with a new video. To you today, how to do blunt haircut. I will explain it in detail. First, we make profile separation. Profile separation your neck from the beginning of your forehead. We applied until the end. We call the straight line profile separation. If the second distinction. Crown separation from one ear to the other. We also apply this distinction. When we apply this distinction, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. We make a straight distinction from the back again. After separating the 4 main sections, hair gradually starting from the neck, with sharp horse cutting technique. Her hair here, creating sharp lines. Create a straight cut and get a blunt look. Here with the comb 6 hair cutting technique. As you can see, comb with 6 hair cutting technique. We apply a straight cut burden. We determine the length of the hair in the first level we cut. This size affects the whole course of your hair. And so this is our guide. By following this guide, we'll cut all the hair the same size. If you want to watch my other videos too, my channel, I have many category videos in the videos section. Guinea comb after cutting his neck. With hair cutting technique. As you can see, using my comb as a ruler and following the previous haircut height, I continue cutting on the same plane and cut in the same way as the second stage. I'm so sorry I went to this third level. Guinea sweat left with hair cutting technique, using my comb as a ruler, using the spot where I cut my previous hair, and I continue my haircut. I continue my cutting by creating a straight line. Here, I use my comb in light color. Our hair color is darky. Comb haircut comb use is also very important. If you use a comb according to the color of the hair. Very comfortable in the cut you watch on the road. I recommend this to you as a footnote. As you can see, the hair point I cut before. Again using our comb as a ruler, we continue our haircut. Gradually separating the hair. Creating horizontal separations. And sharp horse cutting technique with straight scissor stroke. Using our comb as a ruler. We will get a blunt look. We use our comb like a ruler. And we continue our cutting. The hair color of the cut comb you used here. We stated that it should be compatible. If the hair is dark here, a light comb. If the hair is light, you can choose a dark comb. While cutting, make sure your scissors are specific. Certain scissors make clearer cuts and helps you cut hair without shredding. This is too when you cut your customer. So when the next month comes, it will tell you that your hair grows healthier. As you can see, the backstage is completely. We cut it with the first size we cut. Now we go to the left side. We will cut the sides. Here is to 2-stage chestnut hair. Here is the head of our customer first, adjusting the stance distance. And here, combing hair. As you can see, from the hair point we cut before, taking our guide, we continue our haircut from here. VE. From the first hair point we cut, following our guide, on our side. I keep cutting. After cutting the left side, the right side is also. We cut 2 stages. Our budget hair. E. I'm adjusting the stopping distance of the head of our budget. And as you can see, following our guide, we continue our cut, here by taking the space in your ear and touching it with scissors. This is also very important. We continue our cut after receiving. Here at the bottom, after checking our guide, I keep cutting our hair point. To the front of the hair after cutting the basic length of the hair. We will earn some read, hereby creating distinctions from the line of the forehead and eyebrows. So E, by creating a separation of purchase motif. I'm creating a triangular distinction here. My eyebrows here, E from the starting end point of your eyebrows, E. Starting from 1. And our customer's E cutting section. Standing on the diagonal. I separate and we continue our cut. I'm applying 45-degree angles here. And the first hair point I cut as a guide. I keep cutting, providing a nice pass in front. Here cartoon bang curtain bangs. To get a look we call. We made our distinction and we continue our cutting process. After cutting the first part, I moved to the second part. Here is our comb. I'm measuring the hair point I cut before. And the same. I cut in inches. And gradually again at 45-degree angles. I continue to cut. As you can see, we got a blunt look. All hair length with moving fronts is the same size. A Kurdish hair design. If you want to get a haircut like this, coming to my hall, by appointment, you can get the same style haircut service from me. You can get a haircut. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you.
Hello friends, to you today. Bob Haircut. I will explain in detail how the design is made. We divide our model into 4 main sections while Bob Haircut. Profile separation as the first main part. Profile separation 1. Starting from the middle of the eyebrow to the straight separation we have separated until the
Profile
end.
separation.
2. Separation, crown separation. From one other ear to the other ear, we have separated. We call the straight line the crown separation. With this distinction, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. After separating 4 main sections, starting from the nape part, we will cut the hair in 4 stages. The back part first. Sharpening cutting technique. We will determine the length of the hair, which is the first stage
With
of the
Guinea
hair.
sharpening
Cutting technique after determining the height. En sedan sharpen. Cutting the section. After revealing the length of your hair, this dye is suitable in one way, progressively to the hair at 45-degree angles. We will apply a haircut, what we call gradation bob cut on the back, that is, the hair, to add movement and volume to the back of the hair to provide natural 1E transition. Folding. We will apply a folding process with 45-degree angles. Your hair in the first place, at an angle of 0 degrees to determine his height. Hair. We determine the neck from the nape part. This is the basis of the hair. We determine the length of the hair. Hair as second stage. We separate Guinea horizontal. I create one distinction. And from the middle part of the hair, after creating horizontal separation, we'll create a distinction. The hair point we cut from the bottom one by forming one angle of 45 degrees by taking guide. We continue our cut in this nape part, creating vertical separations. Nape part. I cut it at 45-degree angles. If you want to get a haircut like this, coming to my hall from me, you can get haircut service. Our hall is in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. Social media addresses are available in the description
my hall
section
from here.
of my video. You can get hair cutting services and hairdressing services. Back part. With horizontal vertical separations. I keep cutting with a 45-degree angle. Hereby separating the hair slice by slice, cutting the stain piece by slice. And check the hair point we have cut before from the bottom. We continue our cutting, as you can see on the back, creating light coats in hair. So we call bomb, make the hair look beautiful, and we ensure that the back of the hair is folded. We created the second distinction. First division was a straight division, second division, and third division
Third
Guinea.
distinction.
Hair at 45-degree angles to the Guinea. According to output direction, we create a 90-degree separation and the hair comes out. Direction after. We also create a 45-degree angle as a cut. When forming the 45-degree angle, the hair point we cut first. We continue as a guide, friends. This distinction with the hair points we cut before. We continue our process by combining If you want to watch my other videos, my channel. There are many categories of videos in the video section. By reaching here, you can also watch my other videos, as you can see, forming distinctions and at an angle of 45 degrees. From the inside out, we continue our haircut by creating layers. Here I fold the back of the hair as a basis first. And in the next process, your hair. On the left and right sides, equating each other, we create our bob haircut design. We're coming to the tray part, as you can see, after coming to the part of the guinea vertical by creating a distinction bottom to top 45, forming an angle of 45 degrees from inside to outside. I continue the haircut. For your information, I cut the hair by separating it slice by slice. As you can see, the gradient will form the 3 shape. At the back, layers formed and a beautiful image occurred. I come to the left part of the hair after cutting the back part, and from here creating a diagonal 1 distinction, a short on the back and short on the front, creating a light 45-degree angle that from the neck to the front light space, light here bandgui, to get one extending view with 45-degree finger grip. I keep making sure. Then I comb the hair back. The front part of the hair is a little longer because I combed it backwards. I will appear. Here I equate with the shortness in the back. And I keep getting certain. My finger grip here is slightly 45 degrees, not straight. Suitable for the slope of the hair. Suitable for the model of the hair. From the neck to the front. Light 45-degree angles with sharp horse-cutting technique with finger grip. I cut it with a straight scissor stroke. After this cutting process is finished, I'm going to the other part. I'm going to the right guinea the same way. Left side. Well, the technique I applied is diagonal again, with cross separations. I comb the hair back to form. And by creating an angle of 45 degrees as a finger grip, with the clamp on the back, the length of the front, equalizing by creating a 45-degree angle. Here I comb the hair slightly backwards. And after scanning the front part slightly backwards, again with a 45-degree angle, I continue the hair cutting process. Here is the appearance of your hair from the neck to the short front. To achieve a slightly elongated 1 appearance, graduation bob here. We can also describe it as cutting, folded back to the front. 1 haircut with lengthening transitions. We create the process. You guys are bob haircut too. Other haircutting techniques, also from the subject. So if you want to get a haircut, you can come to my salon and get service from me. Our place is in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. Yes, the front of the hair. Want to add some movement. In the front. Suitable for natural separation. I made the distinction and I'm separating. And by doing the heel control, stretching forward from the nape part, I will create a 45-degree angle again. I created the distinction here from the top part. Do we have a mistake or not? We will check it and get it from the neck. At an angle of 45 degrees, to come from short to long. I equalize the hair as you can see the top distinction. I'm creating a distinction from the joke parts with 1 address. And after creating the adenolar distinction again, from the shortest point, I see the hairline we cut on the back. Our guide 1 hair point we cut before. After cutting this point, creating an angle of 45 degrees, I continued cutting. After doing this, friends, your hair To the hair to ensure their transition, I will apply blocking. So hard appearance on 3 parts of the hair. More natural than transitional to achieve 1. A to get the pass. I use E-file scissors to get, that is, 1 scissors of hair that we call intermediate scissors, separating it gradually as if cutting it again. Starting from the neck, I will apply thinning to the hair. As you can see here, I separated the hair from the first point I cut, and her hair is 45 degrees Guinea, hereby creating an angle, cross point. So I apply thinning to the hair with the cutting technique. I'm not hitting a straight scissor blow, but a diagonal E way. I pass the hair by applying scissor blows. Don't thin the hair as you can see here. Go to the process E hair. I'm applying the pictus technique to the hair here. Thinning the ends of the hair, not the bottoms of the hair. End parts of the hair. Providing their transitions. Your hair is more homogeneous. Begin. To provide passage, I applied a thinning process. This process, after applying it, by applying 1 beautiful blow-dry process to the forming process, we will not have completed the E-hair design of our model. Friends, you too. If you like my video, don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks to you, our videos are watched more and more every day, and our channel is getting bigger every day. For watching my video and subscribing to my channel, thank you so much. See you with 1 new video. Take good care of yourself. Hope to see you. I wish you a good day. See you soon.
Hello friends, welcome to our channel. I'm with you with 1 new video. Gradient to you today, bob haircut design. I will explain in detail how it is done. I first create our basic distinctions. First, a separate profile distinction. How do I create profile separation? To the beginning of the forehead, straight line in 1 stripes. To the distinction we have reserved until the end of the neck. We say profile separation. Crown separation in division 2. Crown separation is also 2 eyebrows, 2 ears apart, 1. The distinction we have separated from ear to ear, we call crown separation. With this distinction, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. So profile separation and crown separation hair automatically 4. We separate the main part. We make this distinction first. When creating a distinction, because we will form the basis of the bob distinction here. From the bottom of every distinction, I'm creating 1 horizontal distinction. After creating the distinction on the right and left sides, as you can see again, E here, I clearly state with lines. After creating this separation, we will cut the basic length of the hair. In this distinction, after cutting hair length, without creating any mistakes, E is your right side short. Is your left side long? It's like it happened, we eliminate the problems. First, we determine the length of the hair. Here is our E-guide hair length. From the middle part of the hair, from the neck, we want to see. Creating a distinction. The first distinction is a distinction where we will determine the length of the hair, as you can see here. Starting from the middle part, we will cut the other parts to the same size. We will start from the nape part, and when I come to the front parts, light 1 horizontal at an angle of 45 TL. Short to forward 1A. We will continue our haircut with an angle. As you can see here, with the sharp horse cutting technique. With straight scissor stroke, I continue our haircut. After crossing to the left, we use our comb as a ruler. The hair point we cut before, aligning comb with 6 haircut technique. We cut straight one way. If you want here, you can also cut it straight in one way. If you want, it's a little lighter to make the front a little longer. Horizontal 1 distinction, exhibiting a horizontal 1E grip. 1 slightly forward at a slightly 45-degree angle. We can get in view. If you want the light front to be long here, comb a little horizontally in one way. Then we can make it look longer one by holding. After cutting here, the left side is the same as the right side. Here to prevent the protrusion of the ear, so I scan it backwards, separating it from the middle part of the ear. Lightweight, and prevent the protrusion of the ear here, you know, your hair, to prevent it from being crooked. After separating, my comb is slightly forward again, a slightly curved shape. Holding it so I don't cut it straight, to provide a slightly forward-looking one. Light 1E monthly. With comb grip. Light forward. To provide one extending appearance. I hold it at that angle and I continue my cut here light. Comb with a slight 45-degree diagonal separation. Diagonale ignite combe. I cut after holding it the same way. And the front of the light hair gets a longer one look. As you can see here, I create the second distinction. After cutting the basic structure of the hair, I'm creating the horizontal separation again in the second stage. Here I am creating one distinction from the middle again. And after creating a distinction, I will create a horizontal 45-degree angle. I'm combing the hair here. I'm looking from the bottom, seeing the hair point I cut before. Then, lifting slightly upwards horizontally, holding at 1E angle. I apply cut. This angle is kept here. Horizontal is a 45-degree angle. Again in the same way 1. The next section in the same way. Again with the sniper cutting technique. I continue my haircut with straight scissors blow. The hair I cut as a guide in the middle. The left and right sides are the same. I continue by cutting guinea 2, 1. I'm creating a distinction here. I'm creating horizontal distinctions. You too. My video, like and express your thoughts in the comments. I want friends. If you like my video and if you also share your social media address, we will reach many people. The second distinction. Guinea this time, guinea horizontal 45-degree angle. By following the hair point we passed before, I continue our haircut. I cut the first and second steps at a horizontal 45-degree angle. In the videos section of my channel, videos available in many categories. You can also watch these videos, guys. Haircut coloring. Keratin hair care. Ombre sombre. blonde hair, hair opening. Many services such as painting. You can find it in the videos section of my giant channel. And if you want to get a haircut service from me, my channel, 3 social media addresses are available in the description section. By reaching my hall from here, haircut service. And you can also get other hairdressing services. After cutting this length, our model wanted her neck to be a little shorter. That's why we're still the same Shortened in the section I told you by shortening now 3. We went to the section. Here a 3. Guinea horizontal, yeah, because we came to the top in the section. Exiting E from 45 whole angle. Vertical this time. I created one distinction here, vertical 45s. We will create an angle, guys, and cut from there. As you can see here, we cut it before, from the hair point. Creating a vertical 45-degree angle. I create a vertical 45-degree angle and I keep cutting hair. This is one angle that we describe as vertical 45 degrees. The hair point we cut before, well, after seeing it as a guide. With vertical separations, create the 45-degree angle. We continue our gravitation bob cutting here. I cut it in the middle here and I cut the left side. And the left side, backside of 3 main sections. 3 vertical, by creating separations slice by slice. The at 45-degree angle. I continue our haircut. After cutting this section, after cutting at 45-degree angle, as you can see, I look at the middle part and check. And so 45 quarter angle again. We continue our cut. What? Here from the back, because there is a slight length on the front, I equated it with the length of your hair. Any now. From our first distinction on the left. Comb again after separating. With our comb. Slightly forward. I'm scanning. Our comb. Yes. As you can see, the back of the hair is dyed. Using our comb like a ruler. Straight one way. I'm cutting. Here is a light one forward length, friends. Not straight our comb. You can also keep it slightly horizontal to look longer. Here we use our comb as a ruler. We continue our haircut, friends. Likewise on the right. I scan properly and one hair point we cut before as a guide. I continue my haircut. Here is the comb 6 haircutting technique. As you can see, I saw the previous haircut point. Under my comb and flush, I continue the haircut. I combed my comb properly with a warm comb, and I aligned the hair with the hair point I had cut before. After aligning, I continued cutting. I'm checking a little here. Sometimes here according to the fall of hair. I cut according to the fall of the hair. Sometimes hair can be worn. After checking to see if there is an error at the bottom, we will continue our process, guys. Now, friends, we determined our cut, the model of the hair. I switched to the personalization EE section here. Friends, so that there is no hard-won image on the ends of the hair. Me starting from the neck again with green scissors. Step by step. I'm doing thinning. Here I apply it to the ends of the hair. Before the bottom of the hair, do your hair with unbreakable scissors. Starting from the middle part, as you can see from the end parts. 3. Apply thinning process. In the process I did here. 3. More homogeneous distribution of the haircut. And to avoid scissors, thinning with fine scissors. I'm doing the procedure on the ends of the hair. Here by separating the hair gradually with thin slices. Thinning the ends of the hair. Here and done work. In the process we have done. You may have gotten the density of the hair too. So we may have, if your model complains about the density of the hair. With this kind of operation, you can get the hoage density just by thinning it. But if you don't want one hard image on the ends of the hair, here, with the same process you can soften the ends of the hair. To make transitions look healthier. End parts. By thinning process, we can soften it with this kind of thinning process. We make sure that your transitions are one more beautiful image. Here, we will give a slight movement to the front parts of the hair. Friends, I divide the hair in half, so I'm recreating the profile distinction. Here from the end of my eyebrow, E1. You from the point where my comb touched by starting. I will create one distinction that we call a null forehead motif. Move the hair from the front part. We make our distinction. I'm going to give a little movement in front of the hair here, so I'm doing some folding. But from this point we have separated, so we will make a move from the section we reserved. To throw a light coat in the front, I divided the hair in half. B to cut the E section on my client's left side. I'm going to the right side. And E towards chin level 1E. I cut a 45-degree month by determining an angle, and after cutting the left side, I go to the left side to cut the right side. I mean, which hungry side I'm going to cut, I go to the opposite part of it, and I continue to cut. I hope you found my video nice. My advice to you, I would be very pleased if you like my video. And I would be very pleased if you subscribe to my channel. And a new feature has been opened on YouTube, Whip feature. After liking this video, whip directly to this video. 3, there will be a section to do it usually, when you do it from the phone, not the computer. Me when you hype here too. The glass ball of my video, it goes up to the top. Thanks to you. So we will reach many people. Your likes and comments are very important to us. Thanks to you, we reach many people. I mention this in every video because likes and comments. It changes the magic of the video so much. So like my video and subscribe to my channel. I would be much more pleased if you watch. As you can see here, hair. I scanned, and after reaching nose level, from the inside out at an angle of 45 degrees again. At an angle of 45 degrees, I cut. So I checked. This hair point we cut with a file scissors on the front. I thin it with a light pictus technique. To make a better fall. Yes, friends, our haircut is over. Our model is like this. One view more curved from the back. So one design we call gradation bob. If you want to make one such design, if you want to make one model like this, from my social media addresses in the description section of my video, reaching me, coming to my hall, you can get one haircut like this. You can get service from me, guys. I hope you like my e-model. Hope to see you for now. Take good care of yourself. I wish you a good day.
Hello friends, to you today, Bob Haircut Desig. I will explain in detail how it is done. Our model's hair is E short here, starting from the width and with a light one diagonal E angle. There will be one bob haircut model that grows slightly forward. It won't be too extreme. E first. We start with basic distinctions when cutting. Our first basic distinction is profile separation. Profile separation. From the beginning of the forehead, starting straight as one line, until the end of the neck, E of the occipital region E, straight line to the end. We say profile separation, creating our first profile distinction. After creating a profile separation too, the distinction of the crown separation is also one. From ear to ear, head to the end start and end to the endo. The distinction we create, we call it crown separation. Crown separation, to separate our guinea comb. Guinea start from here. Get, starting from the starting point of the back, from the point it touches. As you can see, I'm starting to distinguish from this point from the exact peak point. This is already at the point where the crown separation occurs automatically, forming these distinctions the basic distinctions of hair. We divide the hair into four main sections. When you make these distinctions, one on your next haircut, our model is the same. Perfectly. You can cut. 2. Our model is E. It will be to determine the hair length. We will separate our guide from the first nape part here. Our model's head while cutting her first hair. Very little forward. We want to give bird from the enzyme part. I created one horizontal line. And now here we will create the guide of our hair. Our guide is important to us. Guide means the starting point of the hair. And continue after creating this cutoff point. The hair point we will. You can also specify shorter if you want, longer if you want, as your own preference. You can determine the length yourself with your customer. We are here, our model is fuller. For your hair to be, I will determine one shortness according to him. And we will continue in that short. Just like that. E your hair. E reverse exits here. Here in 3 parts. Reverse exits on the neck. E based E if you cut. It would be much better for you. When you cut here. Then E and E when you blow dry or. So when you comb the hair. Lines here E your hair. In shaping. Provides great influence. These. It will be much better if you cut it with your eyes. I also took these exits into account. E I will check and cut accordingly. Here E while cutting. Using my comb as a ruler and E I cut it at an angle of 0 degrees. First E. I'll finger E this comb 6. E sharp horse cutting technique we call one. I will apply with technique. This angle is 0 degrees. Yeah Berta yeah. You can also cut between fingers. But if you want to cut 0 degrees without any angle, so too, you definitely need to apply comb 6 hair cutting technique. Even when you cut it with a finger. You give one angle. Straight cut here. E you think you did it, but even your finger. E light has 1 millimeter, one angle. You need to consider this too. Of course in wavy hair, according to the structure of the hair E, 100/100ths. E we can't comb 6 haircuts. That's why you know straighter hair. E comb 6 according to the direction of exit of the hair. Combing. Here I cut according to the natural fall of the hair. Here using my comb like a ruler. I'm starting to conclude. I created a guide for myself from the middle part here. As you can see this guide. The left and right sides are the same. I will cut at the same level. My error rate is 0 here too. Because I use my comb like a ruler. Yes too. I'm going to the stage. I'm creating one horizontal distinction in Guinea. What a thick distinction here. How thin you can cut one way. Without making mistakes. When you progress gradually, hair is uniformly distributed. Either scissors nor scissors on the hair. Your rate of making mistakes is very low. Now we are giving an angle to the hair in the second level. Friends, here with my finger, I'll give you a 45-degree angle here. Horizontal 45-degree. I cut by creating an angle. To create this angle, Telugu, I scan by holding it from the bottom and, according to our guide here, we see our guide cut at the bottom. As you can see, and I touch my little finger now. The angle here is 45 degrees. It's an angle, friends. Space here. I look from here, I see my guide and our guide. A beginning of the beginning. I cut it this size after seeing it. Here's a little bit of the nape of the hair E. We are doing a folding process. This is E, your hair is more stingy fuller, and E, and this. An expression we call bomb. To create it, a technical friend we applied. Combing the hair at its own angle. Looking down with my finger. I'm worth it after seeing this angle. I cut with sharp horse cutting technique. Here you are progressing gradually. I cut one from the right section. Now I will cut from the left sectio. Same way. I see my sword as you see from the bottom again, and I'm looking from the neck. I'm cutting. Because we made an angle cut here. We'll check again later, guys. After cutting, there may be slight lengths on the right and left. Repeat it. Use it as a ruler with a comb and a guide. I'm cutting. Now we are entering our third distinction, Guinea horizontal. We make a distinctio. We will create one vertical distinction from the middle part a guide. I always start from the middle part, friends, haircut, because this is my guide. we distribute our guide evenly. And here we are, because we are progressing gradually. Our rate of making mistakes is very low. My finger a guy. I touch it from the bottom and cut 45 holes horizontally. After creating, with sharp horse cutting technique, I'm cutting, I'm scanning. Here I see my guide from the bottom of it. Guide is very important, guys. You see with the guide here, I see the hair point I passed before like. My guide from here, I see my guide at the bottom. And your hair according to this guide. Scanning by direction of fall. I see my sword and I continue with the cut. I will do this in the same way on the right side. Head of our model. Thought after setting. Always while cutting hair here. With our model, we need to be on the same plane. We need to look in the same direction. I'm scanning. I see my guide from the bottom here. As you can see, this is also while cutting hair. If you get as much hair as your finger can, again, your rate of making mistakes will be very low. I'm scanning after seeing my guide. And I see my guide here from that Virgo point. And after seeing our guide below, again at an angle of 45 TL, I'm cutting. Now friends 3. After cutting our territory, we have passed the occipital regio. Here E. After opening the ledge, we have come to the top. In the E section here, we will add a little more volume to the hair. And E, we will apply a folding process. Here E, your hair. Both busy and E. To give a more beautiful one look, we also change our angle. Here we are applying horizontal 45 hole angles. When we get to this top, we will continue our haircut with vertical 45 hole angles. We give the head of our model forward light. Here we create one vertical distinction. From the neck again, after creating our separation, we take guide. According to this guide one, we will create a haircut. Yes friends, as you can see, E at the bottom of our previous cut. To the occipital area, we applied horizontal 45-degree angles. Now after moving to the occipital area, we continue our cutting with vertical 45-degree angles. Here is our guide E to the exit direction of the hair. While scanning here, hair my comb. E I place it at the bottom and, without playing it the way I placed it, I comb and here we see the direction of the hair coming out. After scanning this, after seeing our guide, creating a straight 45-degree angle, we continue our cut. As you can see here, I created a 45-degree angle. OT too many floors above, and lighter below one. E-arc formed. As you can see here, one light texture. So from the inside out one, we have done the folding process. Here E, we will cut the hair slice by slice with the technique of slicing. First slice, second slice. 3 as slice. Even for in my tongue. We will cut it on my tongue. I'm touching my comb. Here I see the stone point I cut before one. As you see my guide, we always follow our guide. And from the inside out, with the sharpening cutting technique, that is, with the straight scissors free, we continue our cut here. 90 degrees towards the exit direction of the hair one. I cut it at an angle of 45 degrees. When I quit because I cut it lightweight. We create one haircut with curved and textured. One slice from the hair point we passed before. We take parts. He is our guide. Al for the front to be slightly long. Guinea this piece. A little further back, not according to the direction of hair exit. I will cut by scanning correctly. The previous guide. Compatible. I see my guide here. I'm catching a 45 TL angle. And I continue to cut. I'm scanning the same way a guy. 45 degrees by diagonal, one distinction from the bottom. I cut the right side now. I will go to the left side. Same way a guy. This is now so 5 minutes 10:10. It's a 15-minute job, but let's cut it off by telling, huh? Ha, thank you. Writing yes. A guy. One I get it from the hair point one cut before. As the second. I touch my comb on the skin of the hair and comb. I scan, and after seeing my guide at the bottom, I see a 45-degree angle. Here is the previous hair point, as you can see here. This is our guide, our starting point. This is our end point. As you can see, this hair on this line, We combine in the same way. Thanks from below. How the process of folding this vertex. We applied the texture. How on the side. This diagonal by creating one distinctio. And slightly cross so diagonal one view. Cross to get one view. To achieve one hair design that grows forward. We go to the side. From this starting point, I create a diagonal one downwards. So I create a cross one distinction downwards, horizontal a guy. Like the head of our model. Back and to the side. We give. Out here. Important factor. Hair. That's right here. To come behind. Separating. Part from the bottom part from the top one way. Why am I doing this here? Friends, the ear bulge here. When I cut it properly one way. If I cut this ear bulge directly from the top like this. What would happen when I blow dry or when our customer uses it? One trapezoid will appear here. Could be. Because you have to adjust this angle accordingly. First from the back. Combing according to the direction of hair fall. We will determine our line, that is, we will determine our guide. Here's our comb guide. From a starting point here, we adjust according to the end point. This is how we tilt the head of our model to the side. Because when we give the angle here, we can work comfortably. Yes, as you can see here, light one downwards. Cross one angle formed, guys. The angle here is a 45-degree angle to the guinea. Creating this angle. And so from the starting point here, by the end point, we will continue here. We use our comb like a ruler. And you get one view that stretches slightly forward here. We will do the same on the right guy. As you can see from the bottom of the hair, I lift up. I'm scanning down. A cross separation from the starting point here. I cut the hair at an angle of 45 degrees. I comb the hair according to the fall of the hair. I'm scanning down. I'm creating one arc downwards, as you can see. And I keep cutting. Hair here. Using my comb as a ruler, we get one view that extends slightly forward. we're at the top, guys. The guinea on the hill is the same, and bulky and plump to get one look. This time again towards the exit direction of the hair. We will get one view that stretches forward at 45 degrees. Yes. Berta, yes. Friends, to get one heart stretching forward. Here is stage 1, second stage, and third stage 3. We will cut the top part of the step. Here we cut hair by combining. I touch my hair comb to the bottom of the hair and the exit directio. Scanning at a 90-degree angle. I'm scanning upwards. And here is the finger. As you can see my hand forming a 45-degree angle. In a 45 here, I'm creating a 90-degree angle. 90 degrees according to the place of hair. I also cut it at an angle of 45 degrees as a cut. Here we see our sword. OT the same way. We touch our comb of hair to the bottom of the hair here. E to make a flatter one E cut. And to determine the direction of output. Here is the direction of the hair. Your hair is not up and down. From the point our comb touched. Clear comb to adjust the output directio. We touch down. And we scan upwards. And in the process after this SCA. We see our guide as you see. The point we cut before. 90 degrees according to the direction of hair output 90 degrees. 45 degrees as cut. Here is one angle of 45 degrees. Upwards. I'm cutting. I'm touching my comb according to the exit directio. I create one angle of 90 degrees. And after seeing our guide, 45 degrees 1. Inity 8 forming angle for 5-1. I'm applying a haircut. Out here guinea. E we will create one horizontal distinctio. After creating this horizontal separatio, according to the direction of hair, at an angle of 45 degrees, we will get one view that stretches forward. Friends, starting from the top, I'm creating one vertical distinction a guy. Here so I cut the first stage, I'm taking the second stage. I'm leaving a section here. I take our customer's head upright. And from here, one I get my guide from the point I cut before. You always need to get the guide, guys. If you proceed according to the guide, you never make mistakes. Touching my comb. And I scan upwards. I create a 90-degree angle according to the exit directio. And here after seeing my cover, I'm creating a 45-degree angle as you can see. 90 degree to 45 degree. And I get one piece here. From the point I cut again and I give our customer's head backwards. I'm scanning here, after touching it upwards. I see my guide, and at a 45-degree angle, I continue. Same guinea after cutting here. Starting with that joke girl one. We make the distinction, guys. And this month's episode is the same. Here 3 levels, 1, 2, 3, here 3 levels. 1 to 3, so we will cut them all into 3 sections. I'm scanning here. Here per our customer per our hand model. We touch our comb, we comb upwards. And after seeing our guide, 45, we create a degree angle, 90 degree to 45 degree. We cut. I cut the first stage and bought one piece here. This will be my guide. And I'm taking part 2. I'm scanning. I see my guide from the beginning, and I cut it. And I get one piece here. I create a 90-degree angle according to the output of the hair. And from here I see my guide and cut it. Yes, from Guinea Hill. I'm creating a vertical separation. I'm touching here. I'm scanning. You see. I saw my guide like, and in accordance with my guide. I'm cutting. I'm buying one piece here. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I'm touching, I'm scanning upwards. He's not his head like that, yeah. After adjusting the shower posture angle, I'm scanning upwards. As you can see, I saw our guide, and guide. I cut it appropriately at a 45-degree angle. I'm buying one piece here too. As the last stage. Again in this lower part and what we call our sweeping technique. I comb your hair in accordance with the natural direction of fall. The head of our model. I give it sideways. Starting from the nape part a guy. I'm scanning. As you can see, I have a guide here. Conveniently extending slightly downwards. To get a look. From short to long one view. Yes. I also apply the link. Bird. Guinea, the part we cut on the left, is the same way. We will apply it on the right side. I comb the hair according to its natural directio. We created the distinction here. The head of our customer's model. I'm setting. Taking into account the ear bulge over there. You can do it like this. If you want, you can cut it when you cut it like this. When you cut between fingers, make sure the ledge here. You have to take it into account that we cut it by touching it. Let's stop like this. I'm going to have a fight. It's over. Yes, friends, our model is like this, you see. Like the back. Layered, curved, forward, extending. One hairdresser. Bob haircut, our bob haircut design that stretches forward.
Hello friends, today you have a straight haircut. Curtain bangs, aka cartoon banks. Haircut. How to design it, I will explain it in detail. We create the first basic distinctions. We will divide the hair into 4 main sections. Our distinction to the first main section is profile separation. Profile separation 2. To the distinction we have separated from the eyebrow mark to the neck. We call it straight profile separation. Later crown separation from ear level to other ear. The straight separation we have separated, we call the crown distinction. When we create these distinctions, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. First part, I will apply straight haircut. Hair in the first part, I create one horizontal distinction from the nape part. ND determine the size we will cut. We will apply the first basic distinction, is straight haircut. From the back part, I created a horizontal distinction and I cut the basis of the hair she. Right now I created a straight 1E cut here. This straight cut, then gradually upwards, creating horizontal separations. Her hair is the same size in the section where I cut it straight. I will cut, that is, the hair point we cut before as a sheath. I saw it and I cut it straight with one scissor stroke. And after equalizing that part in the same way, I'm opening the other part too. As you can see, the top. At the bottom, I combine it with the guide we cut and cut it to the same size. As you can see here, with sharpening cutting technique, that is, straight truss service. I'm creating a straight 1 cut. Then from behind, the long remaining part is horizontal again, one in a gradual way, by creating a distinction. I keep cutting. That is one straight line by scanning the back part backwards. Clear 1 cut by forming line. I'm doing it so my hair's on the back. I specify for free and create one straight cut. The right and left are the same. Scanning backwards. I'm creating a straight one cut. We have determined the basis of the hair, that is, the length of the hair. Now I'm going to part 2. After determining the length of the hair, I will apply a folding process and curtain cardamom on the front, that is, curtain bank haircut. I created a profile separation between the middle and 2 to create the hair. From 2 eyebrows, we created one distinction towards the neck, this profile distinction, and from the end of the eyebrow E, starting to the front, my B, purchase motif. I reserved the section, guys. From here in the first place, right side, I go to the left side of my customer because I cut it and the chin. I'm setting E one guide from the line. E, and from here to be mobile in the front, that is, the story. From the jaw level to stop the longest, set the shortest section. Create across one distinction. In D, I created a cut at an angle of 45 degrees. Then behind the ear, E, I created one diagonal distinction. Front of the hair, the same way you see guinea. I continue from the right part, like this part. It's like 45 degrees with the hair point I cut before. I will apply angle folding process. I scan as you can see. I lifted our customer's height slightly and his head slightly up, and the sheath from the hair point I passed before. See, and at an angle of 45 degrees, I applied the cutting process because I cut the hair in half here, starting from the top of the other back, creating one horizontal distinction. I'm creating a new cross E1, as you can see. I'm combing with the lowest hair length I've cut before. With the longest part, I set my guide and create horizontal separations gradually, combing the hair forward and following the guidance we have set. I'm applying a folding process. Here, combing the hair forward, your hair again the way I combed it here. Crossway E, I'm scanning friends. So, to the cover we have determined on the front. So in a way, suitable for hair length. Did you drink the cut with a straight scissor blow again? Because I scanned the front here, their backs stay longer and E stays behind longer. Unfolding process when we leave it towards the back. So it's layered and it's layered. Both your hair is not gone. Here I cut the first eye step, then I cut the second piece. Guinea is also on the left. I created a purchase motif from the end line of the eyebrow to the peak. I'm scanning it diagonally again. And shortness, so I'm setting my guide. What size your hair will be at the level of your chin. I sharpened one direction and crossed one way. So diagonal 1 EE angle with one cut angle of 45 degrees. I will cut. Yes, I see my guide and I scanned it diagonally. I'm cutting my client's left side late, this time, but on the right side of my client. I'm cutting by finding friends. Then from the peak E, one cross to the back of the ear. I created one diagonal distinction and one from the hair point I cut before. Cross again, seeing my guide 1. Cutting at an angle of 45 degrees with a scanning angle. Folding process. I'm creating. Here we ensure that the front parts are folded, friends. I saw my sword here, I cut it the same size. Cross the front parts to the back parts. This is the point I have reserved, friends. Now create horizontal separations. In a gradual way up to the neck. Combing forward, I will apply my cutting process. This process is hair folding. As you can see here, cross one scan angle. I created it, and from the nape part to the front part. Yes, the longest part. I take it as a guide and continue my cutting process. As you can see, I'm scanning Guinea. I create horizontal Bs gradually. I'm combing the hair point I cut before. I see my guide. What does the guide mean? 1 means the hair size we cut before. I'm scanning the hair length I cut. I cut this process to the same size after seeing it. I'm applying it until I get to the section on the nape, friends. I see my guide, as you see. And I cut the sharp horse-cutting technique with straight scissors service. Friends, our haircut is over. Now your hair... E. Thinning your hair 3. For applying straight scissor stroke on the ends. E. I need to thin it with some effigy scissors. I'm here with a feely scissors, the ends of the hair. Pictas technique. I soften, as you can see. So by adding some E motion to the ends of the hair, I'm thinning. Get the hard look here. You know the hard look? We eliminate it with pictage technique. Such Guinea by creating horizontal separations and scanning forward. As you can see in the hair spot I cut before, I apply a thinning process, right and left in the same way, separating into pieces, into slices. I apply a thinning process. You too, curtain bangs. Curtain banks. If you want to get a haircut in Beylikdüzü, you can come to my salon and get hair-cutting service from me. About coloring and other hairdressing services, I can serve. I'm working by appointment. In the description of my video of the hall, the social media address is available. Reaching here as an appointment by reaching the social media address. Haircut coloring. On the subject of hairdressing services, you can create an appointment. Like my video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, dear friends. Thanks to you, my channel is growing day by day, and we become a bigger family. And our videos. If you want to be aware of my new videos, if you activate my channel's notification bell from my new videos, you can be informed. Our haircut is over. Now it's the last for you. I will show you after blow dry. Moving, as you can see, what we call layered one-hair design curtain bangs. Moving hair design. I have presented our work to you. Take care to see you with new videos. I wish you a good day.
Hello friends, today you hair extensions with micro welding. How to do the process, I will explain it in detail. Our model has long hair. We will do a little more ombre style work. Its main color in dark brown tones. We are in between platinum so as not to wear out your hair. Yellow we will both grow your hair with welds and in between. We will ensure that there are yellows at the ends. When micro welding, your hair is in the shape of a frame. Thin. I separate one part. As you can see, the whole frame, front side, sides, neck. And the front. I separate it thinly in one way, because when we collect it is on the side, so don't show sources. And starting from the neck. One full and one empty. So we make one, we don't make one. First we separate the hair, 1 pinch. Not too thick. I'll buy it in micro source size. And B, as you can see, one plastic protector at the bottom of the hair. There is an apparatus, I wear it first, because the hair should not come to the bottom with heat, and as we said sticky, that keratin is a melting substance. It's plastic, so it doesn't get on the hair, and tongs can come to the bottom of the hair because the hair is hot. So see, to protect the hair, I put that plastic apparatus on the bottom of the hair, and it keeps the hair from falling apart. After that, I hold the hair according to the output of the hair and the micro source of your hair. I put it on the top and heat it with tongs. Keratin melts because it's hot, and right behind him after eliminating hair like this with my finger. Soft way. I'm making an auger, and as you can see in the bottom of the hair, each other almost homogeneously. Very clearly because it sticks. I'm doing the app here, then I buy one more. As you can see, I comb the hair according to the direction of exit. I hold that apparatus on the bottom and the protective apparatus. I hold it and put the micro source from the top. I'm doing it starting from 1 centimeter behind my hair. Friends, I don't stick it to the bottom of the hair. If you make it from the bottom more than the bottom, in the hair, it damages the bottom of the hair and it sinks from behind the hair, at least. Applying micro welding from 1 inch 2 centimeters behind. Here, you need to heat immediately after doing. Touch with your finger. Stick it on the hair and do auger immediately. You need to be fast here, because when it gets hot and cold, it stays there. So immediately for the hair to stick homogeneously. Make it like an auger to disperse together. Need to do the shaping process. I'm leaving one blank here to get a natural look. I'm making one keratin, so I don't do all of them at once for one order. Here you use very dense hair. We can do it in one row, but when I do a lot of empty, both because natural hair blends in between, we will have a more natural look. As you can see here after putting it on the hair, I heat with a heat machine. I'm waiting a little. After adding it, I immediately touch it, and I'm doing an auger process by hitting the hair.
I make the hair stick well and finish my process.
Then as you can see, I hold the hair neatly. I separate it with my finger. I leave one blank. Then I get one, neither too thick nor too low, so as much as the pinch you will make. You need to get as much as a micro welding pinch. Too thick, and when you spare, you need to separate one thin pinch. If you separate too thick this time, sticky so keratin in the hair. Does not penetrate and hair does not hold. You will get bad 1T result. Pull the hair according to the exit direction of the hair. In a vertical way, neither down nor up, just like this. Holding the hair in the direction of the exit and wearing it from the back. I don't wear it at the bottom of the hair. I'm scanning. I take my finger, I leave one blank, I don't do it to him. I'm taking the second. And I wear the apparatus here. It both prevents it from falling apart and your hair protects the bottom. Then I hold your hair as you see it. I put the micro source on the top, 1 inch or 2 inches behind. How much are you? If you do it a little further back, the hair will move more comfortably. And hair to the bottom of the hair does not hurt. I can use it comfortably, your customer. So to the bottom of the hair, it will move. In a way that, you need to stick the buttermilk, guys. Don't forget this. Wear it from the back of the hair. Don't wear from the bottom. Leave one space. I applied it as you can see from the beginning to the end. Now I'm wearing the last process as you can see with my finger. Backwards after installing the protector. I put it 1 inch behind. I applied the heat with tongs. This is a special tongs-y micro-welding tongs. Warms the hair at the end. And when the micro-weld heats up, it is very comfortable for the hair. Can be installed, as you can see. Blonde hair in neither too thick nor too thin tufts. We have worn it here without damaging both the hair. Starting from the neck up in such a gradual way. We apply it to the exit. We don't wear it to the top, friends, to a certain point. I wear it until, and then I'll go sideways. If you want to take this kind of action. If you want to grow your hair with micro-welding, in Beylikdüzü of the place, can make an appointment and come to my salon to micro-welding service. You can grow your hair with, as you can see, with blonde work. We have grown both micro-welded without damaging the hair at all, as well as Omri honey. We applied the work. You are this style one. If you want to make a transaction or a different one. If you want to grow your hair, micro-welded, we can easily grow your hair. In the description part of my video, you can reach me on my social media addresses. Take good care of yourself. I wish you a good day.
Hello. Friends, today you have a layered haircut curtain bangs. Hair design. I will explain in detail how the process is done. When starting haircut first 4, we create the basic distinction. We will divide the hair into 4 main sections. I create the first profile separation. Then I create a coronation. And when he starts to cut the hair from the back, in a gradual way. First, by creating horizontal separations. Our name. We start here. We will determine the basis of the first hair and the length of the hair. Our first goal will be to determine the length of the hair. Here, they decide what size the hair is in our customer. And I get the broken hair without too short. A very short haircut in curtain cardamom and layered haircut. It's better not to have more layers in long hair. Gets one more beautiful look on hair. So curtain cardamom on very extremely short layered hair. No, it looks better on long hair. Cutting hair length. 2 is a sheath from the first hair point we cut. I'm separating the tier, creating horizontal separations here, between fingers, to the sharpening cutting technique, that is, with a straight scissor stroke. I continue the cutting process, 2 after cutting the first step. As you can see, the same way here. 1 as hair, the point I cut before. I continue the cutting process, same size. I continue my cutting process in the same direction. I cut the third stage in the same way. Friends, straight one way. Hair on the back 4. The back and front are separate because I'm instantly divided into my section. I created a coronation in the sections. As you can see, ear crown separation 1 ear. The straight distinction that we are separated from the line and the other ear. We say we create a crown separation. Here after cutting the back part. Same height again. Crown on the left side of the hair. In the distinction section, her hair guinea is in 2 stages. I continue my cutting process. While cutting the hair here, the bottom one we cut before. Part as guide. I continue to process. After cutting the left side, we go to the right side. And I cut the right side in the same way. Back 1 pinch from the black part as a guide. And we continue our same length haircut. So here is the basic. We continue our cutting process by aligning the hair length. While cutting the right and left part, the stance of our customer's head is very important. Our customer's head slightly to the left while cutting the right side. Reclining. Lean slightly to the right side while cutting the left side. So cycle, so. Lying on your side. We will continue our cutting after that. This angle is very important, guys. Now profile her hair in half. Your hair after creating the distinction. Beginning the folding process from the front, that is, the curtain. Cardamom laying process. We start from the front to start front part by creating the separation of the purchase motif, i.e. triangle 1 by. We create the distinction. Triangle separation is also eyebrow. We touch our comb from the end of the eyebrows and from the point it touched from the peak. Triangle one way. I make a distinction. When cutting right and left after creating separation, when I cut the right side, I go to my customer's left and do the cutting process. Here, as you can see, my client. I cut the left side and went to the right side. Let's say I'm doing operation over cheekbones. Is short and long, you decide for yourself. But your cheekbones, if you do the cutting process from the bottom, outward moving, one view, it gets one image that is better to get. I'm on the left side of our customer. I'm on the right, I'm cutting the left side. While cutting, I'm applying a 45-degree angle according to the angle, friends. So her hair, I'm scanning towards the exit direction of the hair, and I cut it at an angle of 45 degrees. Then, I'm going to level 2, guys. After cutting the front part, now starting from the top to the back, diagonal 1 distinction. I'm creating and forward, in one way suitable for the short section on the front. Friends from the bottom. I see my guide after seeing my guide. Yes, as you can see here, I'm scanning 45 degrees. I see it at the bottom. I see the hair spot I cut before, as you can see here. And I continue the cutting process. Distinctions I slice by slice and forward wound combing forward. And scan them all to the front. And the hair point I cut before, I cut it the same size after seeing it. The back is longer when we scan forward. The front part is folded, friends. The haircut point here, I adjust it according to the shortness in the front of the hair. I'm combing the hair here and create a 45-degree angle. After that, I continue to cut. I cut the left side. Now I will cut the right side, guys. I pass my customer's left side while cutting the right side. I pass and hair cutting process by creating one diagonal. I make a diagonal distinction, a distinction as scanning angle. I'm scanning T and here, yes, hair up. I'm scanning towards the exit direction and the bottom one is cut first. I cut. I see your hair point and cut it accordingly. Now here, according to the back of your hair, I created such a diagonal 1 cross distinction on the back. Create 1 cross separation from peak to nape. I made a distinction after creating the separation, combing the hair forward, and my client cut it to the left because I cut the right side, pass to the left side there. I'm scanning, so here is 1 cross, 1 scan process. I cut it at an angle of 45 degrees by creating. As you can see, I comb the hair to the front, but 45 degrees diagonal with 1 scan angle. seeing the hair point I cut before from the bottom. I'm cutting. As you can see, I created a cross-one scan angle, and I saw the hairline I had cut before, and I applied my cutting process. After applying the cutting process, her hair again this time. Starting from the front, end parts of the hair, I apply thinning process with the feel scissors, hereby hitting the hair, and I hit the hair completely and the front end of the hair position with thinning processing, and more with the Burma process. A beautiful one transition without any trace on the hair. Makes it happen. Here, starting from the front of the hair to the back, I thin the hair piece by creating horizontal searches. I scan the guinea forward and auger the auger process. After audition for hair, I bring the hair down to the ends with the feel scissors. Hair blocking is done on the ends of the hair, friends. The bottom of the hair and the middle part. Thinning is done after. Do not thin the middle of the hair according to the full length. Do not apply effigy scissors from the bottom of the hair in any way. You will definitely create a problem with hair. I do thinning operations on the ends of the hair. A more beautiful one here. We get the image. Our process is over. After the drying and shaping process. Inward, as you can see, I took one blow dryer with motion. Front floors are fine. Beautiful cheekbones, one design. Curtain bangs layered haircut. If you want to get a haircut like this, there are social media addresses in the description section of my video. By coming to my salon and making an appointment with me, you can get a haircut. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. See you soon.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm with you with one new video. Today, how to make a perm. I will explain it in detail. Here I wrapped some of the hair. Other parts too. I will explain in detail how I wrapped it. Here I apply vertical one-way wrapping process. I'm wrapping the perm by applying distinctions. So this style 1, hair is more beautiful in the wrapping process. 1 provides a fall. While wrapping the perm, I don't wrap it with my own medicine. I wrap the hair wet, so when I'm wet for in mini I wrap it. Because perm when you wrap it with the hair for at least an hour. So 1.5 hours. So when it wraps fast, it takes like an hour or so, because thin. Since it is wrapped, perm medicine is a chemical substance. It can damage hair, so in a good way to wrap the hair without damaging it. Wrap the hair first, then we apply the perm medicine. Here is the perm fig medicine. By wetting the light paper from the application. Here is a very wavy hair, thin for what we're going to do. Wrap it with the thinnest perm curler. In the next process, I will show you the stages together. Neither too thick nor too thin here. 1, taking a pinch. As you can see, I applied some perm paper on the tip. Folded and starting from the end. Nervous, neither very nervous nor very lightly open. In a way, I wrap the hair tight so it won't be too tight. Harm to the hair, medicine population. So when we apply the perm drug, hair the medicine needs to population. So too, I'm wrapping it properly, vertical as you can see, forming distinctions.
by creating finely E here. If you want, the perm comb can be a little thinner. Or as you can see, normal water. I wrapped the perm paper and wet the tip. I brought it, and starting from the tip with perm paper. When you use perm paper, feature of perm paper tip. When you hug, good job, this is E-medicine. Reached perma. Let's call the perm her hair. We wrap them all together. Hair perm papers are here. Its feature is like this when you apply the medicine. Perm paper on the inside also absorbs that medicine in your hair. Makes it penetrate better with perm medicine. So wrapping it with perm paper is much more. It causes you to get a good result. Suitable for the direction of hair exit, combing hair. So in accordance with the exit direction of the 90-degree hair, combing, I'm wetting the perm paper. And I scanned to the very end of the hair that I have combed beautifully. After bringing perma, I take your curler thinly. And I continue my wrapping. I'm wrapping it thinly here. I'm wrapping it down like this. Here. So I apply the wrapping process so that it will not be too loose. I bring it to the bottom of your hair. And I take the tire, and the tire comes to the bottom. I'm clipping the other. And I go to the next hair. As you can see here, neither too thick nor too thin. If you get thick this time, even if you don't wrap it very well, this time it has to be a very good perm curler. This time you can't completely wrap the hair. So ideal one rate, you need to buy perm. To wrap. Here the hair is a little denser wave. Also to be wavy, I take the thinnest curler and apply it. Here you see my thumbs. After wrapping the finger. After starting to wrap from the end. Holding with thumbs. By preventing hair from falling apart. Down I continue the wrapping process. I ask you to support my channel, Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. I activated the join button of my channel. Join my channel button to support my channel. To my channel monthly with one small budget. You can support according to your budget. This is in my videos both about equipment and other about studies. So you can support me on this, friends. I would be very pleased if you support my channel with the join button. For more videos like this to come, don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. Here are my thumbs, as you can see. Touching the wrapped part. My thumbs always stay there. In the same way, we prevent the hair from falling apart. We make it wrap one tighter. Here. As you can see, the tire will reach the bottom of the hair. Not at the top of the hair, but at the bottom of the hair. You need to put the tire on here. E2. As you can see, it creates a tight 1E winding process. I'm taking thin here, neither too thick nor too thin. If you have questions, definitely do this in the comment section of my video. I would be very pleased if you specify. As you can see, after wrapping the perm paper from the ends, holding my 2 thumbs on the top of the perm paper, preventing hair from falling apart. Hair, nice one way. The most important factor here, wrapping hair in a damp way, because sometimes the perm wraps with medicine. This is actually a very dangerous process, because perm medicine is one drug with a high chemical. If wrapped with perm medicine, already its waiting time is maximum 30 minutes, or 25 minutes. Hair after this minute, directly on the way to deforma E and wear out the hair. Friends, therefore, I always wrap my finger wet one while combing. And then I apply the perm medicine. And in no way, in the perms I've done so far, neither one wear nor damage. In no way, without damage. Very healthy, very well, and it holds the wave well. And a nice job comes out. By doing this kind of work, you can perm smoothly. Here, when you wrap it in one vertical way, when the curls fall, literally revealing the wave. Hug. The shape we wrap is also very important. Vertically one way to preset the perm backwards to the front. We were wrapping here according to the direction of hair exit. Wrap in one vertical way by applying vertical separations. Applying pearl tunnies. I continue our wrapping process. I wet the hair lightly here, then swollen with a comb. Now there were metal swollen combs before. I was hugging those perms with him much more easily. By the way, because I usually use a plastic skewer comb. Plastic skewer is wrapped in a comb so easily. You used it all the time. But I use plastic skewer comb perm paper. I applied it from the end, as you can see. Perm paper also stones from the front end. For wrapping, it wraps very easily because it prevents it from falling apart. It helps you wrap. Because there is paper inside. Penetrates the perm medicine inside. And medicine do hair well. It makes it population here. If you don't have a perm and paper, you can also use normal small napkins. You can use it by cutting. U2 perm haircut coloring. Retouched keratin care. Micro welding hair extension services. So, if you want to have studies about hairdressing, if you want to get service from the hairdresser, there are social media addresses in the description section of my video. By making an appointment by reaching me here. Well, I usually always work by appointment. Haircut coloring from me to come as an appointment. Perm hair coloring, ombre sombre, and other hairdressing services. You can get service in the best way. Hair design, suitable for your 100 gold. By analyzing the model you want on your hair, I can apply it best. As you can see, now the hill is left. We wrap the other parts. Here I adjust the angle of the video. Yes, after wrapping the top part. Now, after doing that, the process of applying the perm medicine comes. Friends, in perm medicine 1. And there is a second drug process. Perm medicine. After wrapping the perm, we wrap it wet. In a moist way. There will be no dripping water like this. The hair will be damp, friends. You know, comfortable lint. So when you comb it, it will not be mohair and lint. Needs a hug. Here is the first 25 minutes after wrapping the perm process. We will put cotton on the edges after applying the medicine well. 1, and there is a dual drug, perm drug 1, and 2, as well as the first drug for natural hair. 2, it goes from medicine to for dyed hair. And a fixator we call E2. In a way with the foam we apply in the washing set. She fixes her hair too. We first wrapped it now after 1. You know, this is for her natural hair. We will apply the medicine. So our model's hair is natural, because there is no paint. We will apply the perm medicine suitable for natural hair. There is also one for normal dyed hair. And on which hair type can we apply perm oil? Only for natural and dyed hair. I prefer to apply it to the hair. Highlight opening painting. Honey and other balayage style, that is, the hair that has been opened. We do not apply the perm process because they are worn out. Extra 2. Well, my perm works are a bit of a chemical process. So her hair really deforma, that is, on her worn hair. And the perm is done completely, and the wave process does not hold. Wave well. It doesn't fluctuate, and it wears out the worn hair even more. So I can make myself some other hairdressers. Maybe he can do it without wearing it, but I have worn out hair. Relaxed hair, ombre hair. Balayage applied to hair or opening. Hair dyeing process applied. I don't do perm. Only made of normal plain paint. Or I apply the perm process to natural hair. Here, while applying the perm process, as you can see, applying vertical separations to the hair in the best way. Steppily thin. Neither too thin nor too thick, taking 1 pinch. I'm getting the hair. After that, I comb the hair in a good way according to the direction of exit. If the ends are a little dry, I wet them. After scanning well, to the end parts, by slightly wetting the perm paper. I'm wetting the perm paper. As you can see, after wrapping hair, I'm coming to the end of the hair and the end, and I take it for perm curler. From the end, I'm wrapping My thumbs. I hug and perm tire. I tire it to the bottom of your hair. If you rubber your hair on it, it will definitely loosen. Will not be stuck. So that the bottom of the hair, if you tire in any way. While applying the perm medicine, the hair will stay tight. It will also protect itself without dispersing. As you can see, I'm wetting the medicine of the finger, and I bring it according to the end of the hair. I fold it and came to the end, as you can see. Andy, I got the turkey. Perm and curler. From left to right. I wear so the tire part to come to my left hand. Yes, as you can see. I apply my wrapping process beautifully. Just like that. Look at the bottom, as you can see after applying. I wrap it to the bottom shape of the tire and I attach it to the bottom of your tire from there. And then again. This is the last piece. I think I will wrap the last piece too. And then we start to apply the perm process medicine. Here is how I apply the perm process. You want with a cotton. You can apply. I say perm medicine with cotton with a sponge. If you want, I put E1 spray E in the box. And each handle is individually permed E. I sprayed your medicine in the form of a spray, friends. If you have a nice sponge, take the sponge one by one, E. You can apply. If you don't have a sponge or spray can. Nice shape squeezing. With him, perm medicine one by one. But how many you wrapped here one by one, thin and thin? You know, you need to penetrate the perm drug. It's very important. You can't do anything. Good population 3. If you don't feed the medicine well, or if you don't population well, what's up here? It's a lot of trouble this time, guys, because the drug perm medicine, E, when it does not penetrate the hair, it doesn't fluctuate well, so the hair doesn't hold. That's why you will get one bad result. E, you need to penetrate the perm medicine into good number hair, so you need to eat well. Yes, our wrapping process is over. As you can see, it's very nice. 1. We applied the wrapping process here. Now, E, I took gloves in my hand and squeezed it together with the spray. Because it is a permalogic chemical substance, so no one should come to you. So much, it is not a chemical substance that will harm the body a lot. But after all, you know, we squeeze the hair because it also comes to the customer's hair. You know, it's not very chemical. But because she shaped the hair anyway, there are some chemicals in it. That's why I wear gloves. Here I spray with spray, as you can see the spray shape. And rubbing with my hand. Well, I make the perm medicine penetrate. Of course, you know perm drugs, they have a very heavy smell. Do this to your customer. You have to say, knowing that you smell heavy, it needs to be done consciously. And when the one who made the perma made my statement like this, also to people who want to do, you have to say, in perma, customers usually dream. When I do perm with gorgeous curls, without using anything, they have one dream, like I will use it. These are definitely not like that. Perm hair, okay, waving, but necessarily one shaping foam with dry shaping cream or jelly. Hair after washing. Wave shape, shape, shape. Needs to do shaping. In this process, friends must be ye yourself. I mean, after perming the customer, he is at home. So he won't be able to use it with a normal curl, because it will have to shape with the help of a Vigo. We'll apply the cream or dry it a little. Those who want to do it before they have it done, you need to tell. I'm for those who want to do it again. I'm definitely telling you all that you should be aware of, because we do the perm to the customer. Going after that, my hair didn't wave the way I wanted. Then he says he didn't have curls because why didn't she style her hair at home? That's why he says your hair looks like my perm is broken. Because if you don't wave the hair, no matter how wavy it is, but it gets a little ticklish. That tickling, to get that beautiful wave, she must shape her hair. As you can see here, I apply the perm process to the hair one by one. So we apply the perm medicine. I squeeze it with my finger. Good hair. Let him eat. So I let him penetrate. If we don't do it like this, that is, if we don't apply it one by one, if it does not penetrate one by one, some places are wavy. Some places are like her old hair, so it just doesn't hold. This does not get a good result either. All the service you have done is wasted. Perm medication must be conscious. One professional person, or the medicine of a person who drives. Sometimes these guys are so busy. So the masters know well to the assistants. But assistants also need to drive it well. Because if he doesn't eat well, perm medicine if it does not penetrate the hair. Hair is not wavy, guys. You need to be aware of this. So it needs to be applied to the hair very well. And here you follow the hair you do well. You have to because it's too much. You get confused after a certain point. I wonder if I did it to him. You need to squeeze the perm medicine by applying region by region, Or you need to apply it with foam. I put the spray in the spray box somehow. Because I'm bored. Well, I also applied the hair perm medicine accordingly. So I used it well. Sometimes with foam. When you squeeze it, it can drip when you take it and put water. It's like this in the towel. With this. When you spray again, it definitely drips in the hair, friends. Sure. Your favorite name is me now. I put a towel. You need to pay attention to it too. The perm hair, I say the hair, and it opens the hair. Can also open the customer's clothes. So make sure to put 1 or 2 towels. Hair may run out after applying the perm medicine. Because I is gravity. No matter how much it drips down, guys. So his shirt can come to his clothes. It can be open too. Good one needs to be protected. You see it there. It flows to the ear. This is a very troublesome process, friends. Perm process. By the way, I'm here to cure them all one by one. I applied 2 perm drugs to this hair, so 2 boxes. 1 box may not be enough, friends, because I wanted to secure my job, so I applied a lot. Hair. This process, we apply all of them one by one in the same way to all hair. After you population the perm medicine, well, friends, now to the edges with this cotton E. Your hair is like this E. I apply cotton on the edges, friends. And then I wrap stretch film all. From the extreme point of the perm, all circularly. Everywhere, vertically, as you can see. I roll and apply it to the edges. It prevents the hair from flowing. It flowed. The hair inevitably flowed. The hair prevents him from coming to his face. Prevents him from coming to his shirt. Then, and I wrap the hair with stretch film. It should not be exposed because perm medicine, a little light E, warms the hair with its own body temperature. An extra 3. You don't need to apply heat, guys. After applying this wrapping process, "25 minutes, maximum 30 minutes. According to the condition of the drug, which some companies say wait 25 minutes. Some companies say wait 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes. According to him, I used product has a waiting time of 25 minutes 1. 25 minutes after doing this wrapping. We are waiting. Here we wrap the hair beautifully. All from the front so that it doesn't get air. I did hair packaging with stretch film. Do something perm, as you can see after this process is over. I applied 2 towels on a piece of paper so that our customer does not come over, but I'm changing them again right now. I'm applying 1 new towel. It will wait 25 minutes like this. After applying the perm process. So he has to wait 25 minutes after taking my perm medicine. After the waiting process is over. Yes, friends, perm process, 25 minutes waiting process. After waiting, well, we rinse the hair for 10 minutes in no way. There is no residue of the perm process you have applied. In the second process, after clarifying, this is a sponge I have applied right now, a process we call fixator. The mixture of it is like this. 100 grammes fixator, 100 grammes, you apply it to the bowl with normal water and it's a foaming thing and it fixes the hair. And he smells that perm medicine. Friends, after driving like this, the fixator waits for 15 minutes. Then we open the hair. But before applying the hair to the perm fixture, guys, I'm definitely saying this. You need to rinse the perm medicine completely. Because stop rinsing. Fixator, if you do well without rinsing, This time in the fixing process, you can damage the hair again. So when making the second drug, you need to rinse the hair completely. Never forget this. As you can see, our hair has wavy curls. This fixator is also good. How did we make the perm medicine in the same way? Well, we got your hair populated. Here too, she foamed her hair well, foaming that Fitratora and all the hair. We foam the permalici one by one as we do it again. We will make foam and keep it in the hair. We'll keep him waiting for 15 minutes. After waiting for 15 minutes, we stop again. As you can see, I open it one by one here. Open one by one and curled like this. We're going to do something then. What's up with, and washing style? I open it again after rinsing. I do not shampoo the hair in any way after opening it. I don't make cream. I rinse the same way. Because our customer will not wash the fixator and hair for 2 days. You can do a small forming process. Here you can dry it with a foam. But surely, what hair shampoo do you make after the perm process is over? What cream do you make without any process? After opening and worky, take it to the seat and do the shaping process. Then we finish our transaction. So here the fitter has already cleaned the hair and build it in my hair because it's foamy, kind of both fixing and two. The process, that is, he smells the bad smell in his hair. It both fixes the smell of the medicine and cleans the hair, all ready before taking this perm medicine to perm. You must make 2 shampoos for hair. Well, my advice is you don't need to make cream. Because cream hair, because it forms a plate on it, prevents it from penetrating its permeability well. Just wash it with a nice shampoo. After that perm process, make the wrap and medicine after that, friends. As I said again, if you want to have a perm, wavy hair, if you want to have it done, what hair is being done? Friends, make sure to comb natural hair and have normal dyed hair. Ombre made somber, made headlight made. There should be no such thing in the hair. Bail opening painting with rebounded ombre. You know, you had paint done before. You dyed the hair. It looks like there is no hair, but it happens at the ends. They are only completely plain paint and perm on natural hair. If this is your hair, so if you want to get it done, I have social media addresses in the description section of my video. By reaching here and coming to my salon as an appointment. Haircut from me, highlight perm, keratin care and other hairdressing services. You can get service. I make personal hair blonde for you. You can come to my salon in the best way. We can design your hair. If you want to support my channel, click the join button. My channel. Certain price policies are available from them. If you want to support my channel, if you want such beautiful videos to come, you can support my channel constantly, friends. The second one too. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. It's free to subscribe. Friends, get this information. You can subscribe for free. If you turn on the notification bells from my video, you can be informed. Other videos everywhere. You can be aware of my newly published videos, and you may have seen it in my new work. There are about 700 odd videos on my channel, friends. Highlight in many categories. Haircut, keratin care, bun, opening painting, color deletion, or when you think of it, all about hairdressing. Hair, I have videos about all my services. These are available in the videos section on my channel's homepage. You can look and watch from there. if you have questions, my videos. You can reach in the comments section. Ask in the videos section E. You can specify in the comments section of my videos. If you have questions, looking at the comments on my videos. And E, my knowledge is also my money. Let me express. You asked a question about something, and if I know anything about it, I can surely answer you. But if I don't know, in some videos, YouTube doesn't show some comments. I'm looking at all your comments. I read, I don't read. But also comment my video when I comment. Sometimes don't think like you didn't read my comments. YouTube removes comments itself. That's why we don't have anything in our hands. Or take it privately. I'm always looking at the hidden comment. Are there any comments or are they hidden? I look at them too, but I read all your comments. Friends, I was able to answer you in my knowledge. As you can see the perm. I open them all one by one and wash it. We will take it to the seat, and I will dry it again with Migo by applying foam. I will shape. And we will finish our transaction, guys. Be sure to like my video. If you are watching EUE from the mobile application right now, after liking it and immediately pill from the bottom. Make this video a pill. There is a part 1 called. The same goes for the high section. For my video to stand out more, you can support my channel. As you can see immediately after doing something, as you can see after opening, her hair is light a little guinea. I'm standing still. A little shampoo and... I don't apply anything. What do they say to it? With only clear water without applying cream, I rinse and finish my process. When the first perm is made, a little bit at the bottom that perm gave. It takes shape. It takes a few washes. Friends, for your information. Wavy and beautiful hair. I will show you the final version now. You will see clearly how shaped state. If you definitely like my video to support my channel, I would be very pleased, even if you subscribe to my channel. My new videos, if you turn on notifications, you will be aware of my videos. Yes, this is our thin wavy hair design, friends. Wavy curls 1. Because the hair's dyed here, it shed the normal paint a little. Get perm information, as you can see here. Completely wavy volume 1. Our hair is like this one. If you want to have hair done, wavy perm operation. In the description of my video, social media addresses will be available by contacting here. By making an appointment with me. You can get professional hair design service, friends. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will be with you with new videos. Hope to see you.
How to do a medium blunt haircut for you today. I will explain in detail. I'm creating the first profile separation in your hair. From the middle part, starting up to the nape part. The straight separation we have separated, we say profile separation. Then I create a crown separation. Crown separation from one ear to one straight with the other ear. We say crown separation, friends. After creating this distinction, we divide the hair into 4 main sections. Then starting a haircut. One straight that I have separated from the nape part to the oxygen area. There is one horizontal distinction. I make this distinction and cut the length of the hair. The size I will cut here is our guide. And the basic length of the hair. 2 after friends cut this length, using our comb as a ruler. 1 of our previous hair length as a guide. I cut the back part of the same size. The basic size we cut in this size. Aligning all levels, creating horizontal separation. We continue your haircut. Here properly comb our comb. I comb the hair according to the natural direction of fall of the hair. Sharp horse cutting technique. Using our comb as a ruler, specific one, by guiding the hair point we cut before. Straight our hair 1, we cut on line. After cutting the back, the left and right sides are the same. We will equal the hair length we cut on the back. If you want to get a haircut like this, social media in the description part of the video, my addresses will be available. By reaching my hall from there, you can get haircut service and other hairdressing services. Our place is in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. By appointment, you can come to my salon and get a haircut service. Here, after cutting the back part of our hair length, I come to the left side of the hair and the other part I reserved. In 2 levels. The hair size we cut on the back as a guide. The left side is also flat 1. I cut it into a line. And straight 1 view to sharp line cutting technique. To get, I apply 1 straight cut. After cutting this section in 2 stages. After cutting the left side section, I go to the right side. I'm cutting this place in 2 stages. Stage 1. Cutting helps the hair to disperse more homogeneously. And it helps the hair to get a better 1 look. Here again between fingers. Applying straight and sharp line cutting technique. With straight scissor strokes. 1 I cut the previous point as a guide. Front of the hair. I separated it from the eyebrow levels to accelerate the tissue. In the front, from the eyebrow level with our comb from the eye point of 2 eyebrows E,
tarağımızla
by creating a purchase motif,
oluşturarak
front of the
saçın ön
hair,
kısmına
I give
doku
texture and to get a
kazandırıyor ve
folded 1
tatlı
look.
bir görünüm elde etmesi için
With 45 degree angles,
ile
I'm
saç
applying a
kesimi
haircut.
uyguluyorum.
With these 45 degree angles, I apply folding process to the front parts of the hair and helps it look more mobile.
Yardımcı oluyor.
This is 100 lines of hair, 100 lines.
Yüz hattının
Softening hard corners helps to get more oval 1 image.
görüntü elde etmesine yardımcı oluyor.
You are this
Sizler de
style
bu
1.
tarz bir saç
If you
kesimi
want to get a
yaptırmak
haircut,
isterseniz,
in the
videomun
description part of my
açıklama
video,
kısmındaki
you can
sosyal
reach me
medya
on my social
adreslerinden
media
bana
addresses.
ulaşabilirsiniz.
You can get
Salona
a
direkt
haircut
saç
service by
kesim
going to my
ücreti
salon.
alabilirsiniz.
Don't forget to
Videomu
like my
beğenmeyi
video and
ve
subscribe to my
kanalıma
channel.
abone olmayı unutmayın.
I will be
Yeni
with you
videolarla
with new
sizlerle
videos.
olacağım.
Hope to see
Görüşmek
you.
dileğiyle.
Hello friends, today we will blow dry one fluffy hair straight. How to blow dry straight. We will carry it with a clear explanation. Today, our model's hair, as you can see, a fluffy and hard-to-shape hair. While we blow dry, first of all, our hair. We dry all over it clearly. Yes. So green. I use 1025E number 1 brush. 1. Pens. We split our hair in half. Neither too thin nor too thick. 1 piece. After separating, I crush the hair first from the top of the lice. Let's head forward, thank you. Right after crushing the bottom of your hair, we crush the bottom part of our necks. Forward. Slowly. Using the brush. At the same time, when we blow dry, our thumb to get it clear. We need to use our thumb to stretch the hair. Hold on the brush. When we come to birds, we turn the brush. Both our hair is not falling apart, and straighter the ends of the hair. 1. We make as you can see, go this way, and go. When I came to Pakistan, I turn it circularly. Our hair is not falling apart, and clearly flattening the ends. At 1. The heat of our blow dry when we blow dry. So our blow dry should be of good quality. Let's say 3500, 5500 turbos. We use a blow dryer, a very strong blow dryer. To crush hair well. To make it straight, one blow dryer with power and strong in a beautiful way. To make it straight so you can blow dry, we need to be technically knowledgeable. Brush grip. Very important. It is necessary to crush the bottom and end of the hair well. One black. When we come to sides, traffic to improve like this, backwards. We apply. We came down. We always dial time options, yes. Yes, we shot part 2 now, too. We shoot the section. Yes, when we came to use. We are also blocking our Tekken mountain by turning our brush. And make the mountain go straight. One, 2, 3. Goal? Yes, now we are at the front of the hair. We don't take the front parts thinly too thick. We'll shoot like this thin too. We will pull our hair on stage. More volume will fall when we blow dry straight. If we want it to fall thin and voluminous, if we take our root in one piece, if we shoot in one piece, this time it will fall flat. The separations are not good. Both pieces. Pulling. We make it both bulky. We can adjust the fall as we want. Now I pulled 2 dams, then I have them sewn in one piece. We crushed what they filtered well. Yes. Our blow dry is over. Now to get it electrified. With the help of light serum, we are finishing our process. As you can see, our wavy curly hair, we made it straight one. Straight as you can see.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. How to do the retouching process with pancakes for you today. I will explain it in detail. As a mixture. After preparing our opener, a certain point, starting from the neck, I did my work. Now when I come to the top, in this detailed way for you, I want to show. As you can see here, neither too thick nor too thin distinction. After doing... Starting from the bottoms, I create classic highlight distinctions, and I make pancakes on the bottoms. Here, if you want it as an eye distinction, stay too long, very thin if you want, depending on your intensity. You can also make distinctions. I'm separating 3 more pieces here, and after doing the 3-piece process, under the name of not making traces to the EE part of the bottoms, I make a light crepe on the bottom parts. This will not cause blushing and tracing in the bottom parts, and because it will make a more natural E transition. We will get a good result, friends. After feeding the opener well into the hair. So I'm going to the next level. And after I get to the level, I comb the hair beautifully, and I take all 3 pieces starting from the bottom. And I make pancakes on the bottom of the hair. After making pancakes, I take the foil and fold it. And a little light. I'm applying an angle so that it doesn't disperse, and starting from the bottom, I penetrate the opener into the hair. Straight brush strokes here, and the opener with upright brush strokes. Her hair well, I'm penetrating. After population. Did I drink with the package? I continue. Here the front important part. 20 volumes from the lower parts. Second E after a bowl is over E. I mix 20 volumes, 30 volumes in half. 30 volumes in the third bowl after the third bowl is finished. Gradually. E, I raise it and keep it up without wearing out the hair. E. Here, E, I made both pieces, you see. I'm doing E packaging in 2 parts. 2 packages side by side after 1 package is finished. I throw 2 packs to the other side. 2 or 3 doesn't matter. Here in a gradual way. E, I'm going with an equal mountain. I don't do one side and then continue alone. Packing both sides evenly. Up at the same time. Here too the hair is both E deforma, and so there are no different reflections. I'm gradually moving up. Guinea E, this process is completely, starting from the neck part, 3 or 4 in the same separations upwards. Varies according to the width of the hair, sometimes 3, sometimes. But because the nape parts are narrow, 3 parts are 3. I make the distinction and take it up. I'm going to the middle part 4. Then again, because the hill part narrowed a little. 3 levels of distinction. I apply crepe process to the bottoms and continue my process. As you can see, this hair, after making the boat backs, then I pack the left side, then the right one. I'm packing the last front part. And after applying the dip paint and polish process, we will finish our transaction. As you can see here, I came to the top. On the hill, Guinea. I bought it in 4 pieces from the middle part. And did I drink the packaging 3? Sorry, it could be 3 pieces. I'm so sorry right now. Yes, I bought it in 4 pieces. And I applied pancakes to the bottoms. And I continue my process, as you can see. First with upright brush strokes and then straight brush. I population the hair opener well with its blows. Here is the mixture of the opener. I'm making a 1.5 mix. So 60 grams. Oxidant is 90 grams soon, thing is otherwise. 60 grams opener, 90 grams hand. I'm making a mixture of 90 grams of oxidant. Neither too slimy nor too much In a strict way, after applying the opener I prepared, clean as you can see. We are with you with a blonde service. You have this kind of hair too. Opening process, retouching process, blonde service. So if you want to do it, I have social media addresses from the description section of my video. Our place is in Istanbul, Beylikdüzü. If you want to come, update by making an appointment. Haircuts and other hairdressing services. You can get service. We work by appointment. Our place is in Beylikdüzü. You want to get a good blonde service. I'm waiting to see you.
Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm with you with a new video. Curtain bangs for you today. Hair design and how to make a straight haircut design. I will explain in detail. I created these first. I created your profile separation. After creating the separation of profiles, I created the coronation. And after creating that distinction, her hair is from behind Straight haircut. By creating horizontal separations of hair, I started the cutting process. Friends, first of all, I cut it gradually. After creating the first horizontal separation, I determined the length of your hair and haircut with sharp horse cutting technique. I cut it with a straight scissor stroke. And as a second tier, again, the hair point I cut before, I determined the length of the hair in the same way as the guide. I cut it straight. I divided the back part of the hair, or the hair, into 4 main sections. I cut the first part, and now I switched to the second part. The second part is the same to the hair point I cut before. In parallel, so same hair point. So I continue. And head to the cutting process, I continued and continue. As you can see here, I cut the hair straight, the back part backwards. I cut the back straight, Then I went to the side head of our customer. After setting the stop point at the back, taking a piece of the hair point I cut the sides straight in the same line. Here, the foundation of the hair will be straight at the bottom. Applying the folding process to the front of the hair. Curtain bangs design. I will apply the haircut. Here is the hair straight after cutting the length of the hair. By creating a profile distinction, I separate it from the middle part of the hair. Bangs usually your hair. We start our process by separating it from the middle and part. Later, starting from eyebrow height your hair, I will fold the front part. I will do the construction work. I separate the sections as you can see, and your hair passing to our customer's left side while cutting the right side. By applying an angle of 45 degrees. I'm starting the cutting process, guys. As you can see, after cutting the first operation, in the second operation, down to 45-degree angles. I keep cutting. As you can see here, the curtain by folding the front part. Bangs hair design. I'm creating. I went to the other process. Here again. After cutting the left side now, I went to the right side. But by crossing the right of our customer, I cut the left side. Here is the hair point that I cut before. Take my guide. Measure my hair from there. I start the cutting process after measuring your height. As you can see, our customer. Because I cut the right side of our customer, I went to our customer's right because I cut the left side, and the cutting process continues, folding the front parts with 45 degrees of pane. And fold the front parts. I help her get a moving look. And as well as other process. Now the back parts and the front parts I also started folding the back parts. And our customer while folding. My folding process by separating slice by slice. I continue. Here I always check my guide First by taking my guide from the hair point I cut. Hair according to the output of the hair, creating an angle of 90 degrees. I'm folding. Here according to the structure of the hair, separating slices. I continue the cutting process. From the top of the hair, lifting upwards. Your hair is up guinea by forming a 90-degree angle. As well. Point cutting technique. I continue my process by applying point cutting technique. Yes, friends, as you can see, it was a beautiful haircut design. You also have this kind of floor. If you want to do it, come to my salon. You can get haircut service. Your social media address. It will be in the description part of my video. Reaching from there and coming to my left side, you can get a haircut service. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel. I will be with you guys with new videos. I wish you a good day. Hello friends, how to make a bob haircut that stretches forward to you today. I will tell you in detail. First, show the long hair of our Model 1. I cut it down. I take this long density straight. and create distinctions of our model. I will create a profile distinction as the first distinction
Profile separation.
from the beginning of my forehead. Straight one, you have separated to the end of the neck. Separation, profile separation. We say, friends, after creating this distinction, the second distinction is also crown separation, also one. By ear. In the separate distinction, we have separated until the other ear. While separating this coronation, we put our comb from the beginning of the guinea forehead and the point where your back touches. We create the distinction. Here is an easy one discrimination technique. You can also apply this crown separation and my profile to divide the hair into 4 main sections. Is the technique we have applied. Very comfortable in this technique one way. You can cut the hair into pieces. After creating this distinction from the nape part, to form the basis of hair 1, we create horizontal separation. This will be our guide, so your hair is short. We will determine your height here from the nape part by creating one horizontal distinction, starting from the middle part of the hair 1. I create vertical separation, and the part of the hair we will cut. Finger sharp horse cutting technique. I cut it with a straight scissor stroke. After cutting I align the left side section in the same way. Then I align the section on the right in the same way. Here's the back part. Straight one, sharp line cutting technique. I applied the cutting process. I determined the length of the hair here, and the next layer of 1 guinea horizontal one. I separate by creating a distinction. After creating this distinction, the guinea, from the middle part, I create one vertical separation starting from 1. The hair size we cut before. After seeing it from the bottom by aligning, I cut it and the bottom is the same. I cut it straight one way. Here after forming the basis of the hair. Your hair. Folding process to other parts. I will apply in the next section 1. I will create your angles. Yes, friends. Here, I separate it from forward again. Forward, our customers head forward, 1E. From the bottom after applying. E1 I determine it with the hair dye I cut before, and cutting process. I'm applying it here. I'm determining the length of the hair. Clear one way. After cutting the same size. Then creating a distinction again. I will apply the folding process. I determined the length of the hair here. And light on hair. I will gain texture. Now I'm going to split it in half again. And nape guinea 1. This time by creating one horizontal distinction. Hair vertical, 45-degree angles. It gives texture to the back of the hair. The first technique we cut is to determine the length of the hair. I determined the length of the hair here. And now, as you can see, applying one angle of vertical 45 degrees. I will cut your hair first from the hair point I cut. Here, according to the exit direction of 90 hair. 130730 degree 1 angle. I'm lifting your hair up. I cut it, then I will create one vertical distinction. Here I see the hair spot I cut before. I'm cutting now. I'm creating one vertical distinction here, and E45 1 from the hair point I cut, creating an angle. Hair cutting continues. As you can see, I determined the hair and point. I cut it at an angle of 45 degrees. Here, we will create a slight bump on the back of the hair. So we will provide one light transition with folding process. I cut the left side. Now the right side is the same, forming 45-degree vertical, 145-degree angle. I cut the hair gradually by separating it one way. And one in the next section. In the same way with a vertical 45-degree angle by seeing the hair point we cut before. Same way. I create the angle after a 45-degree angle. Point cutting technique. I cut with cutting technique. I created a horizontal angle of 145 degrees here. I see the hair from the hair point I cut before. Here with the point cutting technique. I'm cutting then. At an angle of 45 degrees. I continue my cutting process again. Your guinea hair on the top one, seeing the hair point I cut before, at an angle of 45 degrees, with point cutting technique. With the point cutting technique, I continue my cutting process. I went to the left side of the hair. On the left side of the hair, a guinea, I created one horizontal separation and suitable for hair length on the nape. With a slight 45-degree angle on the sides, in the front of your hair. Short forward from the neck one, to get the image. Forward at a 45-degree angle. I continue my cutting process. And the second stage at the top of the hair. With hair length, that is, at an angle of 45 holes. By giving texture. I continue the cutting process, guys. Hair length at the peak here. Based on. I continue the cutting process. Okay. After cutting the left side, the right side is the same. Front of the neck to get a long one look. Point the hair forward as a guide, with finger grip at an angle of 45 degrees. I continue the hair cutting process. We get one view that stretches from the neck to the front. After passing the second stage, diagonal, I made one distinction, and peak hair length as a guide. I continue the hair cutting process with 45 kinds of angles. I apply point cutting technique from here. As you can see, point cutting technique. Here, I comb the hair backwards, and your hair. I make it get one long view towards the front. Now dividing the hair from the peak into two main sections. I will continue the cutting process. I separated the hair in the middle, right and left. I separated one part from the peak. Her hair is 90 degrees. I lifted it up with one angle and form a 45-degree angle from the end. I continued with the haircut. Then hair, the second part, in the same way. I lifted it at a 90-degree angle toward the exit direction upwards. And as a cut, I created a 45-degree angle, 90-45, so 90 degrees. I lift it at a right angle. I cut the tip at a 45-degree angle. As you can see here, the front of the hair is long, back short and curved one way. Story one way. I gave the appearance. Doing my last count checks. Here is our customer's head. We bend slightly, and I check with a comb. Then I scan backwards. In the nape part, by checking with hair length, I continue to cut. Left side. After applying the right side in the same way. Scanning backwards. With the short in the nape part. Long section in the front. Forming a 45-degree angle by balancing. I continue to cut. As you can see, the front was long. Backs are shorter and curved one way. Layered, textured, gaining one-y look. I continue to cut. Right and breadth. I'm checking. Ahum, here our haircut is over. By forming one rivety bangs on the front of the hair. We will get a short one look on the front of the hair, and we will finish our